again, everybody. It's Kevin Knessa coming to you live from the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com on this, the 14th day of January in the year 2025. Sure hope you're enjoying your day today, no matter where it is you are in the country. 32 degrees here in downtown Kearny, New Jersey, so it's a little bit on the nippy side, but things could be a lot worse, I suppose. If you look at what's going on out in California, my God, those poor people out there, just a horrible, horrible situation out in California, but we are lucky that we are okay here. Let's hope it stays that way and hope things get better out there. But as you do each and every Tuesday, you welcome me into your home so that I can bring you this week's news. And before I do that, we will say hello to Kim Ventoso, who is watching us today. Kim, good to see you. Good afternoon. Hope everything is well with you and everybody in the family. And to anybody who's watching in the background, we thank you as well for joining us and being here with us today, because you could be doing anything else, but you're here. So thank you for that very, very much. This week's newspaper, this is something we already talked about, but I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of a recap of where things stand right now. Last meeting, the town council was on a Monday, and Rich Konopka resigned his spot from the town council from the second ward. And my understanding is there is a county committee meeting this evening to choose the replacement candidates. There will be three, one of whom will be put forward and voted upon by the entire town council. There are 8 members who remain. Now, if you had asked me this a week ago, I would have told you that I believed it would be impossible for there to be a consensus candidate to replace Rich Konopka. My understanding is that that may not be the case now, and that there may be an agreement where the person who is chosen gets the support that's necessary. So it will be very interesting to see first who they do choose. I know the mayor said she has somebody in mind, but she has not volunteered who that is just yet. And it will then be interesting to see whether or not, when put forward in front of the whole council a week from today, that person can receive the necessary 5 votes to take the seat on the council. So when we find out any more information about who the nominee may be or who the 3 nominees are, we will certainly bring that to you when we get that information. But as of now, they're kind of keeping it as tight-lipped as possible until we see where things stand. But again, if you had asked me this a week ago, I would have said there's no way in hell they're going to find a consensus. But I think things are starting to look a little bit better in that regard, and that's certainly good news if there is a chance that there could be some kind of healing and agreement with certain members of the Kearny Town Council. So we will see what happens with this. But Rich has left the council, and that seat will remain open. Now, if by chance they can't find somebody and not get the 5 votes that are necessary from the council, the seat will remain vacant. Or, from what we understand, I think they're still looking up the law. It appears that the mayor would be able to then appoint somebody on her own without council approval. But hopefully we won't get to that point, and we won't have to worry about that situation. So we'll keep you posted so that you don't have to worry about what's going on. Welcome in Henry Atwell, who is watching us. Henry, good to see you, buddy. Hope everything is well for you. And Happy New Year. It's good to see you here. Now, the rest of the newspaper, it's a light paper this week. So this was a blotter item that Mike Ontarchuk sent to us, and there was this guy who was out in front of the Marshall store, and he was acting suspiciously, and he was rushing to put things into his vehicle, and one of the detectives on the scene had a suspicion that it was probably somebody up to no good. Indeed, that was the case, and they found a whole bunch of narcotics in the vehicle as well once they got to arrest this guy. So we certainly hope you'll check out the blotter, and we really like to highlight these blotter items, not even so much for the people who have been arrested, but for the good work that the police departments do in making these arrests. And that's the most important thing to realize, that with a lot of these police items, that's the real motive behind why we run blotters and why we do it here in Kearney. We also have some stories from Lyndhurst as well on a regular basis, and some other towns as well. So that's what happened in this particular story. In North Arlington, it was a very, very routine reorganization meeting in 2025. That's because most of the time they all get along and are in agreement, lock and step and key. And Mayor Pronti delivered a state of the borough address on the 3rd of January, and it appears that things are going to really happen in 2025 in North Arlington. And the most important project, well, two of them really, will be the senior housing and then what happens to the Melrose property. I know the mayor wants to keep it to a point where there's parking and retail space. There was somebody, I think, who wanted to buy it, that wanted to put high-rise apartments in there. That's just not going to happen. That's not part of the greater plan in North Arlington. So we'll see what happens. But that was one of the many things that the mayor discussed, and you can read about it in this week's edition of the Observer. There's more about what happened in that pretty much harmonious room at North Arlington High School. And believe it or not, that's it. That's it for now, because we are pretty much caught up on all the other things that are going on. I may have an update for you on Juan Barroso in the coming days, but I don't want to get into it just yet until things are finalized. But that may come sometime this week or early next week, and when it does, we'll let you know all about it. And that's where we stand right now. Okay, everybody, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. Alexis Sheridan is here, too. That's good to see you, Alexis. Thank you. And Stevie Nash is here as well. Stevie Nash, the greatest Dodgers fan on the planet, is here, still basking in the glory of winning the 2024 World Series against the New York Yankees. Oh, that must have been horrible for all of you Yankee fans out there. All right, we'll be back a week from today if anything else breaks. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and thanks again for joining us. From the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com, Kevin Canessa signing off for now, and we hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.